I have here a Star Wars CCG collection that I bought in a deal in Kansas City not too long ago. It's one of the many collection buys that I've done in a Walmart parking lot, which is always a fun time. The cards on top here, they were all in a plastic bag, so I'm going to go through those first. I think they're mostly commons and uncommons. Maybe we'll find a rare or two in there. Then I got a binder here, as well as 4 boxes of cards. So we'll go through all these. I've kind of just looked over some of the more valuable cards in advance. When I bought the collection, I wanted to make sure everything was what it looked like in the photos, but the rest of it I haven't really gone through yet. So these stacks will probably be pretty quick, since I'm not anticipating finding anything too big here. But there might be some nice uncommons or rares maybe, that I'll find that I'll take out later. In fact, I'll just put him back in for now, but we'll see if anything really catches my eye here. But it looks like it's mostly premier commons and uncommons so far, and there was a couple rares in there. And some of these cards are a little bit bent. They were in a plastic bag for who knows how long, but since these are the less valuable cards, that's not a big deal. Okay, I see a foil coming up. It is a Biggs. Oh, a couple foils, okay. And those are in decent shape. I don't notice too much of a warp to them. Whoops. Dark Jedi lightsaber here. Okay, Imperial class Star Destroyer. That's in real nice shape. So yeah, mostly commons and uncommons. And a bit of a mix of sets in here. I think I saw maybe some Jabba's Palace, or maybe I misunderstood that, but yeah, lots of premier black and white border. A couple uncommon ones there, I think those are. There's a rare one. Jasper. So this looks like, maybe it was what was left over from opening a bunch of starter decks or whatever, and there's a few rares left over in there. But we'll see if there's anything crazy. And lots of times going through collections, you don't, the people who have collections, they sort them pretty well, so all the best stuff you find in one spot. It's not like people buy random, just piles and piles of cards and then place them in boxes or whatever without ever having sorted them. Most people know what at least the top cards would be. But yeah, a lot of sights. And these seem to be a bit more sorted than the other ones were. And it's almost all premier. In fact, I can't remember if this card looks a little bit different. It is a premier card, but it is a 2000 copyright date, so that's from the Death Star 2 starter decks. One of the many cards that was reprinted from earlier sets. We've got a couple electro binoculars here. Sometimes they're the alternate text ones, but it doesn't look like any of those are these ones. So those are slightly more rare. Okay, quad laser cannon. And a tag seeker. So there are some rares, and the Death Star 2 card for some reason. A New Hope revised. It's always good to get revised cards. It's actually pretty hard to make the common and uncommon sets. In terms of finding all the uncommons I need to make a set and then sell the sets, I probably have 15 black border common uncommon sets made, and maybe only 4 white border. They actually are pretty rare, but they were also in less demand because a lot of people don't like the white border so much. Beggar, okay. Ooh, this one got bent pretty badly in the bag there, but I'll toss those off to the side. Those are probably just pitch. A lot of Cloud City now. And everything's upside down, but it seems like whenever I flip something over right side up, okay, there's a rare. Whenever I flip them over right side up, then the next few cards are suddenly upside down, especially when they've been put in bags like this, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. A little bit of special edition in there. So a lot of those basic Premier cards. But a good mix of black border and white border. Another rare. A lot of these commons and uncommons, I'll just use them as packaging material. So if somebody buys 5 or 6 rare cards for me for my store as singles, I'll put 10 commons and uncommons on either end, and that some Coruscant, okay. And that kind of shores up the cards and makes them sturdier. I do use sometimes top loaders with tape and cardboard backing, but honestly, 10 cards on either end, it's the perfect size to shore up cards, and that's a lot of Coruscant sites. So that's okay, nice. A Malastare, that's an uncommon that I often need for common uncommon sets. Pretty beat up Lobot foe, looks like water damage or something there. But honestly, that Coruscant uncommon was better than what I was expecting to find in this stack. So just because if you see a big plastic bag full of cards in a collection that otherwise looks pretty well taken care of, it's usually not a good sign of that you're going to find a lot of good stuff, and that's all right. Okay, Brainiac Japanese foil. A couple rares there, well, at least one rare, Vader's Bounty. All right. So let's check out the binder. Some Japanese cards first. And a Lieutenant Tanbris, as well as General Tag. Oh, there's more than one card in some of these. Wonder if it's all the same card behind there. Looks like it probably is. So that's neat, though. Yeah, some of these are packed fairly full. Vader's tie. He got a bit of a warp in him from being stored in a binder, but it's not too bad. That's one of those ones that you don't call it a mint card, but usually you can flatten it out well enough to play with, and I can't tell the difference. Okay. Oops, scanning crew. It popped out for some reason. Oh, it might have been below. Okay, now into the light side. So it doesn't look like there's going to be anything groundbreaking in here. It's good to get a Corvette. Savrit foil. Okay, so I wouldn't say that's junk, but it's nothing too amazing. I got these 4 boxes here, so I think I'll go one at a time. And we'll go through them at a decent pace. We don't want this to go forever. Okay, these are packed in here pretty tightly. Oof. Get a divider here to stay organized, and we'll just kind of flip through. Okay, so these look pretty well organized by set, at least going in at first. So a lot of special edition, a couple rare cards in there. And yeah, some of these are ones that I sell as singles, or at least as from assorted rares lots that often get a lot of interest. Oh, okay, that was interesting. I kind of peeked ahead to what was in the sleeves there, but once you get a bit of room, you can pick out bigger stacks. There we go. Lando's Blaster. So I'm going to have fun going through these again later and picking out the nicer cards. So there's definitely some store-worthy singles here, at least ones that I can sell in played condition. Just really depends on what I get. But yeah, a lot of these are like totally unplayed, really nice smooth gloss. Others are a bit more worn. A lot like my collection, at least my personal collection, because a lot of those stem from when I was probably 9 is when I got into the game. Okay. And over time, maybe I'm missing a few trying to keep this stuff in frame, but over time it's surprising how easy it gets to spot rares just kind of flipping through real fast. Take a bigger stack here. And these are decently organized, so I might just sort a lot of them into my commons and uncommons that I keep for building sets, or for people who, when they buy singles from me, they want to buy specific commons and uncommons. Okay. Alright, what's in this stack? So, rares, it looks like. It's nice to get a raw tier operations. I was running out of those. Vengeance, awesome. That one's pretty beat up. I'll have to sell them as played. Just even through the sleeves, I can tell the edges are worn. And that's a Reflections 3 foil harvest. And that looks in pretty good shape. Okay, nice. And a Layers Blaster. These sleeves look a little bit too big for the box, but okay, a lot of rares we're probably going to see here. Yep, Jabba's Palace miscellaneous rares. So that was probably third. Okay, still more. Good chunk of those consecutively. I saw those as singles, and that one too. Okay, not a whole lot of single-worthy Jabba's Palace cards, but there are a few. Some sail barges, some Landos, blaster deflection. Okay, and nice. So Leia and 2 Jabbas. One of the Jabbas is pretty beat up, but the other one is very nice. Okay, so a lot of these I wasn't necessarily expecting when I bought the collection. This, I'm going to just kind of preview ahead here. You can kind of see that if you're looking closely, but you may recognize a bunch of Jabba's Palace commons and uncommons. There may be some rares in there later, but oh well, I think I found a Nalhada, so nice. But I'm betting that's the best card I'm going to find in there. So I'll skip the rest of this box. If I do find anything else, maybe I'll add it onto the video later. So here this one says A New Hope, Hoth, Dagobah, Cloud City, and Endor. And looks like we're going to find some rares in here too. Whoops. Oh, that's Premier. Well, I'll pull out these cards to give myself a bit more room. Alright, so Tempest Scouts found the Endor rares. Some of these are $10 cards or so. You notice the Han and the Chewie, those are probably the reprint versions, but they're still nice since I do sell them as singles. Lots of times when I get Endor in collections, there's some pretty decent rares that the previous owners, they were not super into the game when they became decently valuable cards. There's a lot of $5, $6 Endor rares these days that used to be just kind of junk random rares, like Biker Scouts, Ewoks, stuff like that. So we'll see if we can find any of those lurking here. Okay, Cloud City rares at least. Goodness. So we're going to see probably a lot of Cloud City rares. Force Field, nice. Anytime I'm surprised to see a card that I sell as a single, I'll count that as a win. Because sometimes collection isn't quite, or condition isn't quite as good as I thought it was, and it's pretty touch and go with whether or not I can break even on it after eBay takes their fees and after I donate a small percentage to the summer camp where I learned the card game. I think I mentioned that in a couple videos, and if you go on my eBay store, you'll find more out about that. A lot of Mandalorian armors, okay. Slave one, awesome. And okay, so I guess I wasn't even looking, but off the left side there, so some of you probably saw who that card was already. But a couple Landos, a couple Hans, nice. Okay, which makes me guess this is going to be Cloud City commons and uncommons. Again, probably not worth the time it would take to go through on the video, but I'll just kind of breeze through here quickly until it looks like we got to something else. And those look decently sorted. Maybe I'll use some of those for common and uncommon sets. It's not a rare, but I think I saw a Clash of Sabers in there. Just a cool looking card. Whoops. Okay, and that moves us up to even more Cloud City, and then we have a big stack of cards over here. So these look to be rares of some sort. Okay, Yoda. I'll definitely sell him as played condition, but still a good card. A lot of Forlom's guns. We're going to see some bounty hunter stuff here. None of these are super valuable, but together they sell quite a bit, and they're definitely some of the cooler cards from the Dagobah set. It's kind of a bummer if you were opening Dagobah packs and got a light side card, because unless it was Luke or Yoda, it probably wasn't going to be a very good one. But heck, if you got a dark side card, there was a good chance it was a Star Destroyer or a bounty hunter ship. I should say a Star Destroyer or anything related to the bounty hunters. Okay, some Hoth guys here. And on the end, okay, New Hope. That's a rare one that I'm short on. Hypo. Nice. A Death Star and a Red 5. Very cool. And that looks like it's in good shape, too. I didn't see any edge white. Burrito. Nice. Some white border A New Hope cards. I actually do need quite a few of these to make common and uncommon sets. Japanese Fire Extinguisher. Okay. So that was a good box. This one says Reflections 2, Death Star 2, and Tatooine. Okay. Well, based on what we've seen before, this is a good sign. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of Tatooine uncommons and commons here. Put those off to the side to give myself some room. And take a quick look to make sure I'm not finding a stack of 25 Darth Maul alternate images. So there's some of the good commons and uncommons in there. I kind of already went past it, like a Jedi's Patience and stuff like that. But here we'll find the rares. Looks like, I'm guessing this is Tatooine based on what we've seen before. Whoops. To keep that separate. Okay. Well, that's a good thing to see on top. Rebel leadership. Very nice. A lot of cards that I'm getting short on, and sometimes in multiples, so very cool. Home one foil. Bit of a dinged corner. Force Lightning foil. I know a guy in Wisconsin who might want that. Couple. Oof. Imperial Command is what? 2 of them. Nice. Saber 1. I'm running short on the Admiral here. And this is a lot of Death Star 2 rares. So it's not Tatooine rares, and that's okay, honestly, because the average Death Star 2 rare is worth more than the average Tatooine rare. Some nice Admiral's Orders. Next one. This is a great stack here. It wasn't really counting in my head, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a couple $100 worth of cards. Since even like, oh, and another Rebel Leadership. Well, those are great bookends to have on the end of this stack. 2 Rebel Leaderships. I mean, the cases are awkwardly big, but they actually look like they're in really nice shape. So that was definitely a win there. And that means we probably got Death Star 2 commons and uncommons. And I'll just pull a stack of these out just because I think Death Star 2 is a great looking set. Even the commons like Heavy Turbo Laser Battery, it's just neat looking cards, lots of... Okay, there's a rare. Luminous actually isn't a rare, it's an uncommon, but it's a nice one to get a bunch of copies of. Okay. So lots of neat characters here. Alright, and I'll breeze through the rest of these. You might be able to see some of the cards I'm flipping through, but these are fairly well organized, mostly commons and uncommons. Getting the dark side here. Okay. Now we'll get into Reflections 2. And I already saw a good card on the top there. So we got a Thrawn. And another one. Both those are, well, there's a bit of a binder ding on this one. But actually on both of them, a bit of a binder ding. That's a bummer. So I might have to sell those as played. I'll take another closer look. But another Thrawn, 3 Shizors, a couple Evasons and Pandababas. Ooh, an Erica foil, and that looks a nice shape too. Anytime I get a Reflections 3 super rare foil these days, that's definitely a win. So we're going to see a lot of the combo cards now. It's the objective, so double-sided. Well, yeah, there's the other side of it. Dash foil, cool. Yeah, I mean, probably half of the Reflections 2 premiums. It includes the combo cards I sell as singles. Outrider foil. So those $2 $3 cards really add up. So that was a great box. I'm going to have fun sorting through those in a bit more detail later. And the last box, this is the one that the seller had me look through first. I didn't look through all of it yet, just kind of the big stack on the side. So I'm going to take those away. Put those off to here for now. You can see on top they're the most valuable uncommon in the game. Laser cannon battery. Alright. So I wonder if this is the Tatooine rare. Okay, yeah, that's the Tatooine rare. So the other box said 1 of 2. So this must be box 2 of 2, even though I don't think it's labeled. And that's why I thought the Tatooine rares, or that's why I thought the Death Star 2 rares are the Tatooine ones. So we'll just start over here and see what we end up with. It's kind of a beat up. Oh, another laser cannon battery. Nice. Watto. So this is going to be probably a pretty good mix of stuff. And a lot, okay, nice. That's in pretty good shape too. Believe it or not, some edge white. Probably have to sell, oh yeah, on the back too. I mean, but still most people who want these need them in multiples for Jedi Council Chamber decks. But it's crazy what some of those helper interrupts sell for these days. Because it helps you get out force activation that gives you icons and your opponent doesn't give them any icons. And that's a big deal in the game. But yeah, finding a lot of rares here. Some of these are pretty scuffed up, but like I said, I sell played cards too. Just mark them off 10, 20, 30% depending on how played they are. And they usually sell pretty fast to people who are looking for playable cards, not necessarily collection-worthy cards. just stuff they can put in decks. Crate Dragon, nice. Okay, so it seems like every third or fourth card here is something notable. That's awesome. Okay, wow. I don't know if I knew he was going to be in here or not, but that is a Boba Fett Bounty Hunter. That is a very nice card. Definitely in beat-up shape, but easily playable. Another Erica foil. This one's very nice. The back's a bit rougher. I'll have to take a closer look. But, yeah, all these are nice cards. Okay. That's an alternate image Senator Palpatine. A couple of spots on the front, and the edges are a bit, yeah, it's definitely not a mint condition card, but it's one that looks pretty good in a binder, so that one will be for sale soon, I'm sure. Jedi Count and a Yoda alternate image, okay. Darth Maul with lightsaber. Chewies. Some of these have a bit of an odd warp. Usually they warp with the front edges curving up, but these ones are down. Okay, R2. So we're getting the Theed Palace now. Oof. That one's a little bit rough. I mean, it's not a valuable card. It's just interesting why that one got water spilled on it and not other ones. Alright. Kind of want to keep a good pace going, but there's so many good cards here. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, a couple uncommons. But those are practically rares in terms of how useful they are and the price that they need to be sold for to stay in stock. Okay, defensive shields, good. A couple more Aurors Blasters. These are in mint condition, or just about. I should never say anything's in mint condition, but clearly these haven't been played because the gloss is really nice. So, a lot of defensive shields. Some useful Reflections 3 cards. These ones got some binder dings on them, some pretty hefty ones too. There we go, a Lando. Awesome. And a Chewie. Couple more. Dang, 2 more Landos, a Leia. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan. Dang, this, he bought a lot of... Whew, I don't know if I knew this. I'll have to check the spreadsheet that he sent me, but I don't know if this stuff was in here. But these are top cards. I mean, it's a Force Push. Looks like it's never been played, because until it was virtualized, it wasn't any good. Now it's been virtualized. It's a $50+ card, if you can believe that. Just a silly interrupt. Nice. All right, so this is definitely a good collection by. So Coruscant now. There's all sorts of uncommons in here that are worth a few bucks. Or at the very least ones that I have to spend a couple bucks on if I wanted to buy singles to fill in my common and uncommon sets. Oops, Mr. Rare there at the end. Vote now. Coming up on half an hour here. That's all right, because this is the good stuff. Coruscant, Theed, rares. Always thought that was a cool picture of Maul there. Some political effects. So lots of stuff to fill up my common and uncommon sets. And okay, so we got their combo cards. These are a couple bucks each. Lot Dot, nice. These might be pushing $10 now. Just to be able to get out your battle damage cancelers or whatever, and then also being able to cancel some of those powerful light side effects. Looks like we're wrapping up Coruscant. more Malastairs. Okay, so yeah, some of these are good enough for sets, others are not even good enough for playing. So I don't know if you can see the water damage there. But again, those are uncommons, not a big deal. White side Naboo, and a couple of objectives. Kind of forgot to mention Battle Droid blaster rifles. These are a couple bucks a lot of places just because you want to stack a bunch of them in a Battle Droid deck with their high destiny. In fact, I'm playing a game tomorrow against a friend. Maybe I'll use my Battle Droid deck. So these will be the Tatooine rares. I'll look at those in a bit, and might as well take a look at the last stack of Tatooine, presumably uncommons, but hey, there's a few rares. Alright, it's always nice to have a halfway decently sorted collection already. So let's look at the Tatooine rares, and then I haven't forgotten about this stack. So Padme, bit beat up, a Qui-Gon Saber. So a lot of these cards, they also have the Reflections 3 foil version, so I'm always looking for more Reflections 3 foils. Alright, so okay, so now we're getting into the mains. A couple Obi-Wans, a 3PO. Are we going to see a Maul? We'll see. Okay, AI Sebulba, some Edge White. There's a Maul. Awesome. And an Aurra Sing. So that's a good stack. Let's take a look at the last bit here. So I got some hard sleeve stuff down there, but oh my goodness. I don't know if I noticed this before. Maybe it was but 4 laser cannon batteries. It's at least a $20 card these days. It's an uncommon, but they're just way too good for what you pay to let them do what they do. A Destroyer Droid. Okay, Rick's a bit messed up, but Radiant 7 is fine. Some Reflections 3 guys. Okay. We must accelerate our plans times 3. All in pretty good shape from what I can tell. Maybe one of the bit of Edge White. But that's a big card, especially now that the Mustafar system, which used to be easy to get out, isn't so, well, it would let you get out 4 icons to your opponent's 1, basically, but that's gone the way of the dodo. So I've been selling a lot of these lately for people trying to make sure they can get resources for when they play the game and try to deploy cards and control sites in battle. So that's a pretty good stack. And then, of course, these are in top loaders, so we saved the best for last. Darth Sidious is a bit beat up. Mara looks pretty good. Han, very nice. Japanese Luke with a foil line, but otherwise looks good. Another Boba Fett. Lord Vader, cool. And there's an ultra rare, Emperor Palpatine. And he looks in good shape. Good edges. Yeah, definitely not a mint condition card. Looks to be like a little bit of bending here or there, but a very nice one regardless. Good. I'm always looking for more queens. And then I did know this one was in here, but the foil alternate image Darth Maul Young Apprentice. I haven't had one of these for a while, so I'll be popping them out of the case pretty soon, getting some photos, and we'll see if I have time to put them up on eBay if I don't play too much pickleball this summer. But looks like a really nice card. Doesn't look like it's hard to tell in the case, but I don't know if it was ever played. A lot of scratches, but those are on the case, so definitely a cool card. Great collection here. I'll probably check over the spreadsheet and see how many good cards are in here that I wasn't expecting. But overall, I'm very satisfied. I think I paid a good price on it based on what I knew what was in it, and with a couple of the surprises that I didn't know were in there, I think I'll make sure I at least break even on this one, maybe make a little bit of pizza money. So anyways, thanks for watching. I do have another collection I bought on that same trip in June, so I'll be going over that one too pretty soon. But In the meantime, stay tuned for some of my legacy deck videos and of course sealed product videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.